Hello everyone, and welcome to the GameCola Podcast. This is podcast number 44. Here with me today are Paul Franzen and Christian Porter. Everyone introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Paul Franzen. I'm the editor-in-chief of GameCola.net, and I'm also the author of Minus the Pudding, the best of Xbox Live indie games.
And I'm Christian Porter, and I write a whole bunch of stuff with GameCola, most notably Top of the Heap and Speak American.
When was the last time you did a Speak American anyway?
The other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just went up.
Oh.
You obviously didn't care.
I was thinking about it recently. I was like, I haven't seen one in a while.
It was about a year. This is the first one since like a year ago that I actually got around to making one.
That's what I was going to say, is I was very sad that it hadn't been done in a while.
Yeah, you missed it. He talked about this really cool game where it's like a 2D platformer where you are a baby and you crawl around and hit pigs with your bottle. It was great.
Wow.
And for some reason it inflates them and then you hit them. I don't get it at all.
It looked awesome. I would play that game.
It wasn't that bad. It wasn't terrible.
I mean, it looked just like any other SNES era side-scroller.
Yeah, I don't know why they denied that one. I've seen worse.
Yes. How about that? I'll have to go watch it. It's also comical because this won't be up for at least a month and a half.
So the Speak American won't even be new anymore.
It won't even be on the front page anymore.
Yeah, 2 months old.
So everyone go look up that Speak American.
It might still be on the front page. We don't really update the video section all that often.
That's true.
Yes.
Although Matt Jonas has been doing a lot of videos lately. He's been trying his hand at that. He's very good at it. They're very well produced.
I was really impressed by his ninja video. It was very professional looking.
Actually, looking at his ninja video, then looking at my Speak American video, I'm kind of sad that I have the film degree.
Yikes. Do you really?
Yeah, I really do.
Oh, wow. How about that?
So did we get any listener mail from our last episode?
We did. Well, actually, we got one listener mail, but we got quite a few comments.
One?
One.
The last time we had like 2 episodes of nothing but listener mail. I am disappointed in you people.
I know.
Oh, maybe they do not know how to get in touch with us. How can they do that if they want to, ask us a question or give us feedback on the show or give us something to talk about on the show?
If they wanted to do anything like that, what they could do is email us at podcast@gamecola.net. They can also comment on the article on the website, or they could comment on the YouTube video when we post it on YouTube.
We'll take it any way we can get it.
We got a bunch of comments on the YouTube video, apparently. Starting us off is Rizaman33. Why don't you get all of the GameCola staff who are Back to the Future fans to do commentary?
I actually have an update for Rizzy Man about this. Again, this might already be up by the time this podcast goes out, but after recording the podcast that he's referring to, Nicola and I together recorded the commentary for Back to the Future Episode 1.
Oh.
So it should be on YouTube anytime now.
Very exciting.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing it. It was a lot easier than your general playthrough of a game because we didn't actually have to play it. The footage was already recorded. We just had to make funny jokes.
That works.
Yeah, and make fun of Michael Gray's playing style.
Poor Michael Gray.
Only a little.
Let's see. Number 2. Oh, here's a good one. Make another Phoenix Wright video walkthrough. This one is from O'Reilly9664.
I don't think there are any games left.
Just make another one anyway. Have someone else make another walkthrough.
Yes.
We want to see it from another perspective.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. There's still Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. Nobody's done that one yet.
Maybe you can make a walkthrough video for the movie.
I actually just saw online that there is some kind of pornographic parody Phoenix Wright game that you can play.
Yikes.
So that would be entertaining, I'm sure.
But would it be able to be posted on YouTube?
It might not. Not without extensive censor bars everywhere.
Yikes.
And it's a little too much work. But it exists.
I did see that the one that they're making in Japan, the Phoenix Wright movie, was being produced or directed by I don't know how to pronounce his name exactly, Takashi Mike, and he is the guy that did movies that are not at all like Phoenix Wright, like Ichi the Killer. Like these really gory Japanese films that I love.
You're
getting comically muffled now.
Like progressively as you were speaking.
It was pretty awesome, actually.
Do you want to repeat that, or?
Well, if it was funny, you can keep it like it was.
But yeah, so you did other serious movies?
Seriously gory movies, not at all the kind of movies you would relate to being like Phoenix Wright.
Oh, sounds like fun. It should make things more exciting.
Yeah.
I also heard that for the upcoming Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton game, they're getting for the Japanese version anyway, although that is the only version that will exist, they're getting the people who played the characters in the movie to do the voices in the game. Thought that was kind of a nice touch.
Oh.
Though I do think it's going to be really weird playing a Phoenix Wright game with voices.
Yeah, what will happen to the...
As far as I know, that's what they sound like. No, but I find that, I don't know, maybe you guys have noticed this too, when you play a game that all of a sudden has voice acting that did not previously have voice acting, it almost never sounds like they always sounded in your head.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. My personal example of this is Toe Jam and Earl 3 added voices, and all of a sudden they weren't nerds anymore. They became thugs, which is not what I was expecting.
I always pictured them as being, like, totally radical 90s surfer dudes.
Well, see, I always pictured them as being kind of ironically thuggy, and they weren't. They kind of lost the irony in the third game. Although there were many things they lost in the third game. So
like joy.
Yes. Any sort of satisfaction from gameplay.
Well, let's move on. Number 3. I know Zach Rich. I totally do. I painted sets with his younger sister, too. Wow, what a small world. Does Zach Rich still write for GameCola?
That was a comment on a much older video. It was like episode 20, I think.
Oh, okay. I was going to say.
It wasn't. No, Zach Rich has not appeared in GameCola in, I guess, a couple years now.
Thanks.
Maybe just a year.
Well, thanks to Hippodamia anyway. Number 4. Well, darn, I had a whole long comment, but my computer messed up. Oh well, I'll just write it when I rewatch this on YouTube, trying to remember the gist of it. It'll probably be all out of order, sorry. I love the Ace Attorney music. I do agree that the translation in Apollo Justice was lacking. What a hunk, haha, Emma. I also spoiled Phoenix Wright 3 for myself. You got me hooked on Zelda, Michael, and a friend got me hooked on Phoenix Wright. I forgot about it for about 2 years, then rediscovered it this summer, and I'm in total fangirl mode. At least I remember the end of my comment. Oh, at 49:20, that's my comment. No, I was talking about the PC. I didn't even know they made it for the Wii, but I can totally see how that controls would be bad. Ha, I remember that day on Ocarina of Time. Sorry.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read this whole thing.
I kind of lost the train a while ago.
Yeah.
About Phoenix Wright.
Wait, hold on. Ha, I remember that day on Ocarina of Time. Game Rage. I think I did...
Maybe we can move on.
Hold on, I can do this. I believe in myself.
It's not working.
No, I'm so close. I think I did...
This is your last chance.
Yes, I think I did do it a split second too early. Thank you so much. You said my name on a podcast. I feel so special. Now I'm going to copy this in case my computer glitches again. Diana, a.k.a. AngelFire141.
A.k.a. Sarah?
Maybe. Who knows? Oh, wait, actually, number 6. What if I told you that my middle name is Sarah? That's also from Diana.
There you go.
Right? And then Rizaman33 also comments, no, my sister is not Sarah.
This was, for anyone who has no idea what's going on anymore, this was a discussion a couple episodes ago about, I believe it was on the Mike and Jetty show.
Yes.
About how almost all of our fans are named Sarah.
Yes, our Sarahs.
Yes.
This is the Sara-mail part of the podcast.
Yes, the Sara-mail. They're not fans, they're Sarahs.
Yes.
Any more Sarahs have anything to say?
Let's see, we got 3 more. Or actually, well, 2 more Sarahs, but 3.
Were there any questions in any of those things to discuss? Did we miss anything? Any? Yeah.
Not really questions.
Okay.
But
I didn't know if there was if there were any expected responses there.
Well, okay. Number 7. Games I'd never recommend. Sonic Blast on the Game Gear, Crash Bandicoot Fusion / Spyro Fusion for the GBA, and a lot of Disney Pixar games. I'm looking at you, Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe for GBA. That's from Sex Dude Malloy. Then 8. 'Twas a great podcast. I watched it both on the GC website and here on YouTube. Looking forward to the next one. Speaking of which, are we still going to go ahead with the having a GameCola viewer on the podcast thing?
Oh, are we?
I do believe we may.
Yeah.
But that is to be seen depending on how our discussions go. If we come across a topic that we are stumped on, we will have to phone a friend.
Phone a Sarah.
Yes, phone a Sarah. And that's all as far as the Sara-mail goes.
Thank you to all of our Sarahs for leaving messages for us.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I forgot. Coming back to the big one, the one that everyone has been waiting for. Hello, GameCola Podcast. Mike here from the Mike and Jetty Show. Yes.
Wait. I'm going to stop you there.
Uh-oh.
We got one letter this month, right?
Yeah.
And it was from one of us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that a problem?
I'm just so disappointed in the Sarahs this month, that's all.
If Michael Gray listens to the podcast, he's still technically a Sarah. Just because he was in that podcast doesn't mean that he can't listen to it.
He could be both a Michael and a Sarah. He could be Michael Sarah.
Whoa. Wow. Didn't we talk about having Michael Sarah on the podcast before?
You guys talked about it on the Mike and Jetty show, and I was kicking myself because I actually had a comment on that I wanted to bring up real quick.
But you can be a Sarah this time.
My comment would have been, if I were there, that on one of my videos on YouTube, someone described me as they said that I sound like Michael Sarah, except without the funny.
Wow, thanks.
Oh, cool.
Perhaps the biggest insult I have ever heard in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does that mean that the greatest compliment would be that you do sound like Michael Sarah?
I think a compliment would in no way involve Michael Sarah.
Oh. Well, Anyway.
Okay, so we got a letter from Michael Sarah.
Apparently. I thought I would write in with a podcast topic that I was going to bring up during the show, but I didn't bring it up because we ran out of time. The topic is cosplay. About 3 years ago, I was talking with one of my buddies about anime conventions. He says that anime conventions are a lot of fun, but they're even better when you go dressed up as an anime character. My friend went on to say that anime conventions are even better if you meet other cosplayers. For example, if you go to a convention dressed like Super Mario, it is loads of fun if you meet people there who are dressed like other Mario characters.
Super who now?
I appreciate you're using the correct pronunciation this episode.
I did see, Paul, that you posted on Facebook that it is the
substantial proof of the pronunciation of me pronouncing it correctly.
Conclusive evidence.
Yes, absolutely. It's a commercial from when Super Mario 2 originally came out, and the voiceover guy, he says Mario.
Very clearly.
Case closed.
Done and done.
Yeah.
Mario himself pronouncing his name, Mario 64, and Bob Hoskins as Mario.
Oh.
As not only Mario, as Mario in the movie.
Oh, well, the movie you cannot consider that canon.
Fair enough.
You cannot consider that more canon than the Goofy commercial, anyway.
Mario and Luigi Mario.
They perhaps cancel each other out.
Okay.
I'll accept that. I was listening to another podcast where the host kept saying Mario also.
Yeah?
Where are they from?
Oh, they're from South Jersey, actually.
Oh, really?
Like
I'm
me.
amazed.
Yeah. Not only that, my former English teacher. That's right.
Yikes.
He would know things about pronunciation.
No, he wouldn't. He's from Jersey.
And yes, I'm just going to skip right over the part where I'm listening to a podcast hosted by my former high school English teacher.
Anyway, it would be loads of fun if you could meet people there who are dressed like other Mario characters. That way you can roleplay as the various characters you are dressed up as. I thought the idea of dressing up like anime characters, then pretending to be them, was rather weird myself. Fast forward to 2 months ago. One of the recommended videos that YouTube put up with my Phoenix Wright walkthroughs was a video of people role-playing as Phoenix Wright characters at an anime convention. I watched it, and guess who starred in the video? That's right, the friend I was talking to about cosplaying at conventions. Not only that, but he was with a group of Phoenix Wright cosplayers. He played Detective Gumshoe, while Paul Franzen played the girl character.
I'm sorry?
That's right. Paul...
I cannot confirm this.
You can't confirm that you have ever cosplayed a Phoenix Wright character.
Well, I can confirm that I haven't.
I don't know. He has a video here.
Here's the key thing. Is there a beard?
I have not watched the video.
You did not watch.
I don't know.
Now, see, now this is my question. Is this just Sarah making something up? Or does the video actually cite someone else named Paul Franzen playing this character?
Here, hold on. I will.
Okay.
We can take a short break for you to watch this video. We can all go and watch.
Is this girl with the blue-green hair supposed to be Paul?
I think it is Paul Franzen.
Okay.
Wait, that girl is supposed to be me?
Well, no, you're the girl.
Well, my hair isn't that color.
Well, no, you're wearing a wig, obviously.
I'm also not a girl.
Well, that might not be a girl.
He does stumble over Sara-mail. I don't know.
Oh my god, he just killed that person.
I think that's very.
Wait, did anyone just see Jesus in the background?
Yeah.
I don't know. What anime is he in?
Oh, come on, that doesn't even look like me.
I don't know. He says it's you.
I don't even see the face very well.
There is nothing in this YouTube information that says Paul Franzen anywhere. I'm gonna call shenanigans on this.
Obviously, Paul. Obviously, Paul.
It says Francis. I don't know.
I've never once cosplayed in my entire life.
I can't really see the face, so I think I have to assume that it is Paul.
Yeah, obviously.
I think you can assume that it's not.
I think that's the logical conclusion.
Oh.
Yeah, obviously. If Michael Gray said it, obviously it's truth.
Michael Gray has said it. The onus of proof is on you now.
Yeah.
To prove that, again, my hair isn't that color. I think that's enough.
I don't know. Judging by your picture on Skype, it looks like a similar haircut, though.
Did you see a beard on that person?
You can shave.
Can you imagine any scenario in which I would shave my beard?
Prosthetic chin.
Obviously. You have a fake chin covering your beard.
I think you got me.
Yes.
Did Sarah have anything else in his email?
Yes, he continues to say, we should try to get him on the podcast to talk about that. Although that probably won't work because I never saw him again after graduation. I'm pretty sure he's still. I'm pretty sure he's still talking about you, Paul.
Yeah.
So here are my questions about cosplay for the podcasters. Number 1, have you ever dressed up as a video game character for a convention or Halloween or as a joke or something like that? Okay, let's actually just go ahead and answer these questions.
Should we do them in order? Okay.
Yeah, instead of me trying to read all of them, because we tried that in the last couple podcasts and failed miserably. So, okay,
yes.
Have you ever dressed up as a video game character?
Not yet.
Yet.
I don't believe I have, but I'm not against the idea.
Yeah, I've been to conventions before, but I've never dressed up.
I will say, however, that I am currently creating a costume for the main character in my own game, Life in the Dorms, in preparation to produce a trailer for it.
Wow.
Yeah, the head is sitting right over here. It looks like it's the creepiest thing I've ever seen in my life, actually.
I saw that. I didn't realize it was so large, though.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I did.
No, it's a big cardboard box that's going to slip right over my own head.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that is it. I just took a cardboard box, right, and I glued computer paper all over it so I could paint on it a little more easily. Then I just painted the character's face on it, and then I'm going to stick it on my head.
I think now that you have that, you should make an FMV sequel.
Thanks.
I kind of want to make a video where I'm just like walking around doing adventure game person stuff, like picking objects up and trying to combine them by smashing them together. But I'm not sure I'm clever enough to actually make that funny.
Yeah. What was it called? Mega 64? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I could imagine you standing around outside of a grocery store and trying to, use items on NPCs.
Well, just even wearing it out and just recording people's reactions, even.
Yeah.
But no, I don't have the anything to do that. I cannot do that.
Yeah. I just remember when he was trying to do Shenmue or whatever that game is called, and he just wandered around asking people like, "Do you know where there are any sailors? What do you know of the language of Chinese?"
Didn't he almost get arrested in that one too?
I think so.
I think I remember someone calling him a cop. We actually own the Mega 64 Season 1 DVD. That's right.
Wow.
Probably one of 6 in creation.
Wow. Does that have the River City Ransom one?
It does, yes. When he has the coins in his pockets.
Yes.
Yes.
That was one of my favorites. Just barf! Dropping all of the coins.
I don't think I'm going to do any of those things with my head.
Sadly. Hey,
so anyone else? I think, Christian, you said no, but you're not opposed?
Nope, not at all. Maybe next pack.
I've been to conventions, but I have not dressed up. So number 2, have you ever done role-playing while dressed up as a video game character, which I guess we can already say none of us have.
Yeah, we can
No.
kind of roll that one out.
Number 3, Who would be the coolest video game characters to roleplay as? That's a good one.
If anyone says Phoenix Wright, I'm going to scream. Yeah, Christian, you weren't here for the last recording, and the episode hasn't been posted yet. But I had kind of a mental breakdown about people asking about Phoenix Wright too much.
We might as well just
cannot handle it anymore.
GameCola.com.
I have not played the game since like 2007, and I cannot talk about it anymore without completely ruining everything that has to do with anything with those games.
Yeah. Do note that someone posted on our last YouTube video of the podcast that we need to do more walkthroughs for Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, we'll get right on that.
Yeah, yes, sir.
You know, someone dressed as Mario riding around in a go-kart. That'd be fun.
Throwing bananas at people.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Actually, a costume that I saw once that was awesome was for the Boston Zombie Walk that they have. Somebody strapped a Dreamcast to their back and like mounted a keyboard in front of them and had zombies hold up these phrases in front of them, so it looked like typing with the dead.
Wow.
Which I thought was just an insane reference, and I loved it.
It took me a while to figure out what you were saying, but yes, that is pretty amazing.
Side note, does the Boston Zombie Walk have anything to do with the Boston Zombie 5K? Are those the same thing, or are those different things?
I think they're different.
Oh, because I've been getting into running lately and signing up for all kinds of 5Ks, and I came across one that was a zombie obstacle course 5K.
Yeah,
that's
one that's
It was
coming.
in the Boston area.
My cousin just did the Warrior Dash one, and that
Yeah.
one is coming. The zombie one. And that looks cool.
Yeah, it sounds like I kind of want to sign up for it, but I have to decide, like, it's not until next spring, but I have to decide in the next week, otherwise it's going to cost $10 more.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
I would do it, but I get winded going up my front steps.
and plus, there's a spectator fee. I couldn't just, like, bring my wife in and have her there cheering me on. She would have to pay money
What?
to do this.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just sell some merchandise there. That'll make your money back on the spectator.
Seems like a neat idea, though. Anyway, cool costumes.
Yeah, coolest video game characters to roleplay as.
How about
So
Monkey Island characters, and then you're actually doing, like, real-life insult sword fighting.
Yes.
Unscripted, too. Improv, insult sword fighting.
Whoa, how appropriate you've... Oh, never mind.
I don't know. My ideas all have to do with activities.
Yeah.
Actually, I would like to be the main character from the Atari game Adventure. Just be a giant yellow box.
Actually, at a convention I went to while I was still in high school, there was someone who dressed as an enormous Atari cartridge.
Oh.
That was pretty awesome.
Wow.
It would be fun to make, like, a Sackboy costume. I'm sure someone's actually done this before, but, like, actually make it out of, like, a burlap sack. Like a real authentic Sackboy costume.
Yikes.
They're probably for sale on Etsy.
It probably is.
Aren't we supposed to have a column about that or something?
Yeah, you know, that was in talks. I don't know if it's moving forward at all.
Maybe it will be by the time this podcast is released.
Maybe it will be. I'll have to check in with Nicola about that.
Yeah.
I think he called dibs.
Yeah. Anyway, number 4. Would you like to roleplay as a video game character? Why don't you try it right now? I'm pretty sure that Paul volunteered to play the girl character again.
What? Why?
Oh.
Stop doing this to me.
Objection.
Yes.
Does that count?
That was good.
Yeah, thanks.
And that was the girl character.
That was my role playing.
We weren't
Not
really married to our roles.
I really have a lot of role playing skills. The 1 or 2 times I've played D&D, I pretty much just stuck to, like, playing a dumb character who says dumb things all the time.
Magic
Made it
missile.
Pretty easy.
Magic missile.
That's what I did the one time that my friends got me to play Vampire the Masquerade. I was just an idiot. And then I never played again.
Did you never play again by choice, or that they never wanted to play with you again?
It was by choice, actually. They were asking me to play again. I was like, I don't understand. I don't get it at all.
Yeah. I always feel kind of stupid doing it. Is the thing. It
Well,
always seems like,
only-
and I don't mean that at all as an insult to people who play D&D. I mean that as an insult to myself. I can't get past the I feel like an idiot pretending to be someone part. That's my problem.
Actually, I was doing Dungeons and Dragons for a while. I think I might have briefly mentioned that I was doing like a Skype D&D session with some like international people.
I forget, but that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And actually, I was doing pretty well because like halfway through the scenario or whatever, the DM is like, hey, I'm going to give you like this awesome flying horse mount for you to like ride around on, just like for no reason.
Nice.
I just thought I was really good, so he decided to give me this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not bad. I remember my very first time playing. They decided to make me like the main character for that session. And it was like the first session of that game too.
Yeah.
And I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. So I would be like, my character goes down to the shipyard and hits people. And then bad things happened. It was really weird.
Yikes. I'm surprised.
I was so confused. Like, I was just, like, barging into people's ships, stealing everything. I was a good aligned character, too, so I don't know why I was able to even get away with that. It was a lot of fun, though. I actually did really, really enjoy playing. I just was not good at it.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
It's the thought that counts.
What else does Michael Sarah say in his letter?
Good luck podcasting.
Oh, thanks.
I fixed my mic and we're done with all the questions.
Yes. You were trying to tell us about some vampire story, I think.
How much of it went through?
Not a lot of it.
Okay. Well, I was saying that my friends played Vampire the Masquerade in college, and they got me to join this, and I was like, how do you do it? How do you even play this? And they said, you just act like your character, and you can do whatever you want. So the first thing I did, they were like, you can't do that. You're talking to the queen.
Oh, the queen.
The queen of this area. I was like, what the hell? So then I never played again.
Huh?
Now, how does Vampire the Masquerade differ from D&D?
I have no idea. I've never played D&D. D&D seems to make some kind of semblance of sense, because in this game, it seemed like you fill out a character sheet and then you throw it out and do whatever.
So is it just like a setting, or is there a set storyline that you have to play whenever you play this game?
I think someone was making the storyline, or the storyline was kind of made as we went. I really didn't get it at all.
Well, that's my limited knowledge of D&D talking here. That's how the campaigns I've always played and worked, is that the dungeon master pretty much just writes the story, comes up with all the encounters, does all that stuff, and kind of uses the book as a reference for, like, this is how many hit points this monster has, this is how much gold this item it is, stuff like that.
That sounds better. That sounds more structured than what I played, and I could probably handle that eventually.
I think the difference between different systems is usually like, oh, well, you can get, 6 feats, and you can get 12 powers or whatever. Like how the stat systems work and all that is what makes the difference between.
Okay.
So, did you have feats and powers and stats and stuff, Christian?
There were some kind of stats on a character sheet, but on the whole, it was just people doing whatever they wanted and occasionally playing rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, exciting times.
Yes. At that point, I just decided I'm going to go home, and I'm going to play Punch-Out!
Sounds like a much better...
The NES version, right? Not the Wii version?
Yeah, because the Wii didn't exist at that time.
Oh.
Okay.
It was 2000.
What about Super Punch-Out?
Super Punch-Out existed. I don't really care for Super Punch-Out, though.
I don't think anyone did,
Hard.
sadly.
Wii one wasn't that good either.
I didn't mind it. I thought the Wii one was okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting when I played it, because on the one hand, if they had changed the gameplay too much, I would have been like, this is terrible, this isn't even Punch-Out. But they didn't change it at all, so it was like the same exact game, and I didn't like that either. So I honestly, I don't know what they would have had to have done to please me.
Considering the changes they've been making to games lately, I'm perfectly happy with Nintendo not making any changes.
There was a way to, it had fancy motion controls, right? Did you use those at all?
No.
Yeah, I never bothered. Maybe that would have made it more interesting for me.
I shut that off.
Did anyone play, wasn't the 3DS, didn't that have Pilot Wings?
I played it at PAX.
How was it?
I didn't know if I was playing a game or if I was in the menu.
That's right, you mentioned that before.
Yeah, so that's about how fun it is.
Wow.
I've now been a proud 3DS owner since May. Somebody asked me how many 3DS games I own.
How many 3DS games do you own?
I own 0.
Oh, cool.
I don't own a single 3DS game.
How's that 3D paperweight working out for you?
You know what? I'm not actually complaining, though, because I am working under the assumption that some games will come out at some point, and in the meantime, it's a pretty damn big upgrade from the old fat DS I was using, like the Generation 1 DS. Like, I think I made a comment about this on some post, but I can actually see what's going on the screen no matter what the lighting situation is.
That is nice.
Like with the old DS, like, the lighting just had to be perfect. Like, enough that, you could read everything, but not so much that there's big glares all over the screen. With this one, it just works.
Wow.
And it also doesn't weigh a lot, which is nice. So I've been using it to play.
Did you get to cash in on the downloadable games, all those free
I
ones?
did. I downloaded all 10 NES and whatever games. I didn't actually play any of them, though.
Well, that's good.
I do want to go back and play Super Mario Brothers at some point, because that game has been haunting me since I was a child, because I could never beat the last level.
I've actually never beaten it either. I always get to 8-2.
I
would just quit.
I've gotten to the castle, but I never got to the end of it.
I think by the time I was gonna buckle down and beat it, other games that were better came out, so I was like, forget it. And that's been the story of my life ever since.
Yeah, I find it comical, some of the games that I used to play for hours and hours every day, for weeks, and now there are just so many games, it's if I get stuck on a game, I'll just move to a different one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm playing, I have a running list. I think I'm simultaneously playing a dozen games right now.
I try to keep myself from doing that, but I always end up doing it again.
Well, I remember way back when, there were two games that I did this with. One was Soul Blazer, and the other was Seventh Saga.
That's one of the ones I'm in the middle of, Soul Blazer.
It's a good one. It's a classic.
I love Soul Blazer.
But what happened is, there weren't a lot of new games coming out, and I really like Soul Blazer. So what I did is I wanted to get my character to max level on Soul Blazer. And you can beat the game at, level 20. And EXP goes up, exponentially after that. So you never really get past that. But I made it all the way to the max level, which is 50. Basically just grinding for hours every day after school for no real reason because I'd already...
Sounds like a nightmare.
In Soul Blazer?
In Soul Blazer.
Can you even grind in that game? I thought, all the enemies go away after you kill them and you, step on the green thing.
Okay, yes. But...
It's complicated, I see.
Well, okay, there are some enemies that just regenerate. Most notably, there are these rolling block things in the final level that just roll back and forth and they give you 4,000 EXP. And basically, I would just cruise through, walk out one exit, walk back in that exit, go the other direction, walk out the other exit on the other side, come back, and I would do that for hours at a time.
For 7 years.
Almost. And yeah, I made it to level 50, and then I was very disappointed. It didn't do anything for me. There was no point in doing it. Just, yeah. And the other one was Seventh Saga. It's an impossible game to beat, so my plan was, well, okay, I will level up in the beginning to the max level, so that way the apprentices, who are always supposed to be, the same level as you, I would be... They couldn't be more powerful than me if I got to max level, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so that was my brilliant plan, is that in the very beginning of the game, I would get to max level before starting the rest of the game. And I did a pretty decent job, but the max level is 75, and it requires, hundreds of thousands of EXP points, and you're getting 10 or 20 from the monsters in the beginning of the game. So.
And later in the game,
No. Yeah. Those are the things that I did with my time when I was a little dude. And actually, I think I eventually got to level 50, and I was like, whatever, this should be good enough, and then I got completely owned, the first time that I fought with one of the apprentices. I was like, oh, never mind.
Back to work.
Yeah. But, anyway, so what do we...
So we got through the letters, we got through the comments.
Yeah.
Anything else on the docket?
No.
Oh.
Sounds like a Phoenix Wright reference right there.
Don't do that to me.
Do we want to call a podcast listener?
I think we do.
We can ask them perhaps about cosplay?
I was actually thinking exactly that. Since none of us have much experience with it, maybe we can find a Sarah who does.
Yes, we're going to go ahead and call Sax Dude, who is one of our greatest fans. So I'm going to go ahead and add him to the call here.
Okay.
See how this goes.
It's either going to be...
What? Oh, because he's international.
Oh no, is it not going to work?
You probably have to pay for that crap.
Well, no, but that's the thing is that I do. But the thing... But the deal is it only does US and Canada.
Oh.
I hope Rizaman.
Oh wait, I might actually have his Skype name handy if he happened to be on Skype.
Actually, that's true. Let me.
If he happened to be on at the time.
Okay, I have Rizaman's phone number.
All right.
Let's go ahead and add.
Do you want to redo an introduction for him?
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and add Rizaman, one of GameCola's biggest podcast fans, or should I say our Saras. We're gonna go ahead and give him a phone call so he can tell us about cosplay, since we didn't really have much to say on that topic. Let's see.
Hopefully he knows something about it.
Add to call. Let's see how this goes.
Hey, was a man ever cosplayed before?
Yeah.
No. Thank
Oh,
you.
God, it's ringing. Oh God, Jetty, you're in charge of talking.
Am I?
Hello?
Hello, is this Rizaman?
Yep.
Yes, this is Jetty from the GameCola Podcast.
Hey, Jetty, how's it going?
Pretty good. We were having trouble with a topic here, so we figured we would give a call to one of our fans, and you're the one the only one we could actually contact. So, are you ready?
Yep.
Hi. Somebody wrote in and was talking about cosplay. Have you ever cosplayed a video game character?
No, but I've seen a lot of it online.
No. Well, none of us have cosplayed either. We were hoping that maybe you had.
No, I'm not. I'm not really into that, honestly.
No?
You're welcome to make something up if you'd like.
That's true. This is, by the way,
We're completely fine with lies.
I've got Paul Franzen and Christian Porter over here with me, just to let you know.
Hey, Rizzy man.
Hi, Rizaman.
Hey, call me John.
Oh, we're on first name basis now. Okay. How's it going?
Going good.
Hey, let's see.
If you were to cosplay, who would you cosplay as?
There we go.
Link.
Link?
Yeah, from the Legend of Zelda.
And he's
Never heard of it.
yeah, 'cause
The guy you play as is in Legend of Zelda, even though his real name's not Zelda. Or,
It's not.
Everyone knows that's Zelda.
Yeah, when I play, his name is usually Paul.
Name something vulgar when I play it. But...
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
I'd like to cosplay as Metroid. He's really cool.
That's a she.
What are you talking about? The guy's name is Metroid, obviously.
Wow.
We got in a lot of trouble in one
It's a girl
site.
under that suit, my friend.
Yikes.
We got into a lot of trouble in the site with that one time. We had someone who started their review making a joke, pretending ignorance about thinking it was a boy. We got a lot of nasty comments about that.
Really?
Oh, I have to do
The
that.
people didn't read the whole article.
I must do this.
Yes. Hard to imagine nerds being angry on the internet, but there you go.
I'm amazed.
Well, hold on, let's see. Mike wrote in, he said, have you ever dressed up as a video game character? No. Have you ever done roleplay? Well, no. And I guess the answer to who would be the coolest video game character to roleplay as was Link. And then he asked us to roleplay some video game characters right now. So let's go ahead and do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be Metroid.
I'll be Halo.
I call dibs on Tetris.
I'd say Link, but he doesn't talk much.
Oh, this is gonna be
That's
hard.
perfect.
That just makes it easy.
And neither does Tetris.
Ah!
Turns out of all of us, you guys are the geniuses.
Okay, wait, alright, I'll start, guys. I'm falling down from the sky. Uh-oh.
Ah!
Pew, 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 pew.
I sure
Oh,
am
I've
tired
been
of all
shot.
these alien hordes. My flashlight is terrible.
Hey, guys, I'm on the ground now, and now another one is falling.
I'm jumping, and the gravity is very low in here.
Someone left a space in
Maybe
between
with
me.
Beetle.
It's stupid.
A child is controlling me and calling people racial epithets.
There's a lot of bugs in space.
Yeah!
Someone just wasted a long piece. It was stupid.
Okay, I think that's enough.
I think that was a real grade A piece of theater.
That was some of the finest role-playing in the history of the internet, I think.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you, John. I think that's all that we had for you for today.
That was limited.
Yeah, we were hoping maybe you had more to say about the topic, but sadly, I guess not.
In fact, that was limited could be the whole slogan of this podcast.
Yeah, kind of. Do you have anything to say about Phoenix
Here's the
Wright?
name for you.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry, what was the question? I didn't quite hear.
I don't think Paul wants me to repeat it.
Kind of heard that.
Jetty would like to know if you have anything to say about Phoenix Wright.
He's awesome, and I wish he would become a lawyer again instead of being a lazy pianist.
Do you think we need to do some more Phoenix Wright walkthroughs?
considering there's only one more Phoenix Wright game you guys haven't done, I'd say yeah.
You think we should go ahead and do Apollo Justice?
Sure.
What do you think, Paul?
I don't think anyone wants to.
As long as whoever's doing it doesn't start crying when they first see Phoenix.
I'm out.
Yeah. We can force Michael.
I can do it. I have a heart of stone.
You've also not played any Phoenix Wright games before.
That's right. So my view won't be
Yeah,
tainted.
so the fourth game might be a bad place to start.
Well, John, have you played Apollo Justice before?
Not really, because I'm mostly lazy and I don't have much money in my wallet.
That usually restricts things.
So I just basically be lazy and just read about it.
Actually, that's what I did with Apollo Justice too. It was what inspired me to not play it.
Yeah, and that's the only one though.
So do we have any other topics? What other topics did we even talk about on the podcast?
We talked about D&D a lot.
Video games.
Video games? Yes, we do tend to talk about video games. Have you ever played Dungeons & Dragons, Rizaman, or John?
No.
No?
For the same reason why I don't play World of Warcraft.
I haven't played World of Warcraft either.
Good.
Running out of topics here.
I think that's all we got, Jetty.
Yeah, well, I don't know, I guess we've been recording for a little over an hour, so I guess that's as good as it's gonna get. But, well, thank you, John, for your...
Wait, I'm trying to think of a topic.
No? Do you have a topic?
New Mario game. You guys psyched about that?
Is there a new Mario game?
Yeah, there's 3D Mario 3D, or no, sorry, it's Super Mario Land 3D or something like that. 3D Land Mario. Those combinations of words.
The man said Mario, actually.
Well, he
I believe
pronounced
that's
it
a
wrong.
different game.
Yeah, what was wrong with Super Mario 3D? I like that one a lot better.
Wait, so what is it being called?
It's called Super Mario 3D Land.
3D Land. Well,
I don't know why they put the land in there. It just makes me think it's a Game Boy game.
Technically...
that's probably it. They're trying to play it off like it's the spiritual successor to the Mario Land games.
Because I'm assuming this is for the 3DS, right?
It's actually for the Super Nintendo.
What?
No, that's not I lied to you just then. Yeah, it's for the 3DS and it's going to be in 3D.
Whoa.
Yeah.
See, I would assume the land is because it's on a mobile system.
Mm-hmm. But actually, part of the marketing involved the idea that Raccoon Suit Mario was going to be returning in this game, and that was not in any of the Game Boy games. So I think they're just very confused.
It was exciting. One of my biggest complaints about that, it seems that Mario seems to be moving a little too slow.
Really?
I mean, compared to what he was running in the Super Mario 64, he was booking pretty fast for a fat guy.
He does kind of have stubby little legs.
I believe the answer is blast processing.
Well, personally, and this is going to be a very unpopular opinion, but I'm kind of off 3D Mario games at this point. In 3D, I mean running around in 3 dimensions and not a 2D platformer, that kind of 3D. I've never played one that I've actually gotten into all that much.
I would say Mario 64 was a good game, but it wasn't really a Mario game.
Yes.
It was great while it was out because it was like the only one, except for Star Fox on the SNES.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was so impressive at the time because, oh my God, polygons, check that out.
Whoa.
That's so bizarre.
He has at least 6 of them.
I got with the giant bird. I'll take my hat.
Yeah, I've actually gone back and played it pretty recently, and I only got like halfway through before just getting frustrated at the stupid camera angles and quitting, which awesomely is actually what happened with me with Super Mario Galaxy as well, 10 years later. Wish they'd figured that out. So, I don't know. I was more interested in Super Mario 3D when I thought it was going to be a side-scroller.
Oh, so this newest one with the raccoon suit is not. It's going to be...
Yes.
Okay.
Huh.
Well, I don't own a 3DS anyway, so it's irrelevant to me.
Yeah, so shout out. Okay, new topic. You see those
I feel like that's kind of a running theme with us, is we talk about a video game and then we all talk about how we're either not interested or don't like it. Negative
kind of
podcast.
just like negative old men.
Yeah.
The Waldorf Statler of the podcast world.
Yes. Do we have any topics?
Did you see how ugly the screenshots were for Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton?
Yes. In fact, they just posted a trailer recently too, and it looks even worse in motion. it looked so cool. I really enjoyed the 2D sprite look of a Phoenix Wright. Now, it looks exactly like Dragon Quest VIII, which makes sense because it's the same developer. But the graphics have no soul.
They better brush that up, otherwise I'm going to go to level 5 and make a thinker statue and whack them upside the head with it.
That was an awesome Phoenix Wright reference. I'm going to give you credit for that one.
I actually got that one. I played through that case.
That was excellent.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I was getting pangs of Turtles in Time reshelled when I saw the graphics for that.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. But it's okay because it's never going to come out in the U.S. anyway. Hello, welcome to the Negative Cast. I'm Negative.
And I'm Jetty.
New topic. What's the worst video game you guys have ever played?
Quest 64.
That was quick.
Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero.
Yeah, that was...
Oh, Pit Fighter.
What is Pit Fighter?
Horrible.
Yeah. It's like an unresponsive, terrible fighting game.
Yeah. I have never won because, it's just impossible to actually do anything. And of course, the computer cheats, so.
Oh, yeah.
Better or more or less than in Mario Party?
God, I hate that game.
Never let the computer be Peach. Don't do it. I'm telling you, that one, she cheats more than all the other characters, I swear.
Waluigi, I mean, really. Every time I choose Waluigi to be a computer player, he just literally
I always
swept
play as
the whole
Waluigi. He's the best one. You're lousy.
I actually went to Target the other day, and the only Nintendo costume they had was Waluigi.
No.
And all I could think was, what a weird selection. What an
character
odd
they always
manager.
include in sports games.
Like, and he doesn't even make sense. Like, Wario is like a weird version of Mario, but Luigi is just Luigi with Wa before it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
clearly it should be like Tuigi.
Yeah.
Best you're gonna get turning the L upside down.
yeah, yeah.
I read that wa in Japanese actually means bad.
Oh.
Oh, so it makes sense there. Although I guess Wario makes even more sense. But still.
I don't know. I was kind of never on board with Wario as a character from the get-go.
Wario's name is actually Bad Oreo.
Now, see, if they translated it that way in the U.S., that would be awesome.
Wario.
I don't know. I've never really been on board with the idea that the villain is just the negative version of the hero. But Wario kind of got me on board with games like WarioWare and stuff like that.
I love those games.
Yes.
Which actually...
I've never played one of those games. How good are they?
You should check them out.
It's actually one of the only Wii games with motion controls that I actually like.
And it also is one of the first, or very early Wii game, unless I'm mistaken.
Pretty early, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Game Boy Advance game is no slouch either.
No, I like that one too. If you like nose-picking video games, it's for you.
What was the video game that you reviewed recently in Minus the Pudding, where you were like a bicycle?
God.
That was a fever dream.
G-X-U-Z. It was a bunch of random letters that probably make sense to somebody, but not me. Because it was like a message board turned into a video game. It's the only way I can describe it. Or like a chat room.
It kind of was, yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah,
It just looks like a cocaine-fueled fever dream.
And there's 3 other mini games in there too that I didn't even talk about because my mind was just in pieces all over the room. I couldn't handle anymore.
I did very much enjoy watching you play that game.
Thank you. I actually had to record footage of it with my little digital camera on my coffee table because I don't know how to record footage of Xbox through my computer. It was fun because I had to prepare my living room to be a recording studio too, so I had to shut all the windows, turn the AC off, and detach the water bottle from the bunny rabbit cage because they were too loud. Drinking it. Oh, it was intense.
Yeah, I tried recording gameplay from my Nintendo Wii, but for some reason it wouldn't work, so I ended up doing it off of my 3DS. And not with the wires. I literally just had the camera zoom right into it, and it looked perfect.
Yeah, it's hard to get good footage that way.
That was perfect.
So I guess you can then send stuff recorded on the 3DS to your computer somehow? Is that true?
No.
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 That would be too useful.
Way too useful.
So what's new?
So as a family.
Yeah.
Oh, new question. Just out of it.
Uh-oh. What do we got?
How does playing video games or something in a feature in a video game ever help you in real life?
Huh.
It gives me something to do while I escape it.
Sometimes if a game's really bad, then I can stop playing it and do something productive instead.
That's true, actually.
Playing Phoenix Wright made me a highly successful lawyer.
Stop it.
I actually did that once. Like, during school, I saw somebody lying, and I totally... Oh. You can guess what happened.
Well, I did learn how to become a world-class surgeon after playing Trauma Center.
You just have to invoke the Dark Lord.
Under the knife.
I did successfully perform spleen surgery on my friend after that.
I became a pharmacy technician after playing Dr. Mario.
So let's roleplay that next.
After playing Wii Sports Resort.
Yes, I became a professional super skateboarder after playing Tony Hawk.
You know, I bet I actually am better at tennis after playing Wii Sports. I think I have the concept down a little more solid than I used to.
And I'm definitely better at football after playing Madden 93, 94, 95, 96.
Yeah, I actually understand
97.
football a little bit when it's on TV and someone's making me watch it. I'm like, hey, I know what a down is.
Actually, that reminds me of something. Does anyone here remember the GameCola writer Zach Huffman?
Is this about cheat codes for life?
Well, it's about Zach in general.
Yeah.
Well, after GameCola, he wanted to become a newspaper reporter, and one of his first assignments was working on the sports section of his paper, and he later told me that the only reason he was able to cover the sports at all was from playing sports video games. It's the only reason he knew anything about any of it.
Wow.
Hey, Zach
Became a
Huffman.
master puzzle solver after playing Professor Layton.
I think the answer is no. Video games have never helped us do anything.
No.
I became a professional boxer after playing Punch-Out.
Well, what about Math Blaster or
Say it against me now.
I mean, there are educational games. I do think that I'm better at organizing things after playing Tetris.
Oh,
Yeah,
you know,
me too. I can't argue with you on that one.
Xbox Live indie games have taught me how to talk to girls. I'm always terrible at it, but now, thanks to Xbox Live indie games, I'm cheating on my wife all the time.
Now.
So I after I talked about one of those games and minus the pudding, and I then went on a rant about how in order to talk to girls, you shouldn't play these stupid games. You should just go outside and talk to a goddamn girl. I actually got a message from the developer of one of those who was yelling at me about that.
Are you kidding?
I'm dead serious. He just went on this rant about how you can definitely learn helpful things by playing these games and how it was terrible of me to say those things.
I strongly doubt it. Show me the science.
Oh, that was cool. It's fun. I wish we got more hate mail.
You should make a whole column of it, although that might be one
there's
of
not enough. I would do it.
I'm going to start saying more terrible, caustic things about video game makers.
No, if you want to get so much hate, just rant about Call of Duty.
Call of Duty, more like Call of Duty.
Whoa. That's a good one,
Get
Paul.
it?
I guarantee you I'm the first person to ever think of that one.
That was a good one.
Way ahead of you there.
We could make fun of Phoenix Wright. That should get all of our best fans up in a rage.
That'll get our Alexa rankings right up.
If you do that, you only get 11 emails.
We should get a lot of YouTube comments, though, if we say something bad about Phoenix Wright.
That's true. That's fair. Or like if we said something bad about Nancy Drew, for that matter. We have a lot of crossover Michael Gray fans who would not be happy about
another
that.
one from Michael Gray.
Yeah.
Or read about Halo. That'll be another one.
We make fun of Halo all the time. Just nobody reads our articles. That's the bottom line.
I just
We all
think
know it.
people that play those games know better than to come to our site because we're just talking about Phoenix
Well, no.
Wright. Nintendo game.
I think that's a fair point, actually. I think because of the kind of stuff we write about and the kind of opinions we have, we don't really attract a lot of first-person shooter online gamer fans.
Yeah.
We attract a lot of adventure game fans, a lot of RPG
They probably
fans.
go to the site and they see Train Frontier Express. No, thank you.
Did I tell you that the person who made that game made me answer a trivia question before he would send me a review code?
Oh.
Yes, you did.
What was
It was such a mild game for the most part. When you die, it plays the 1812 Overture. I thought that was funny. But otherwise, it's pretty reasonably serious-ish.
Oh.
So I'm surprised that they're such a funny bunch
That's a
of
bummer.
people.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading their website. Their personality really comes through in their news posts. That's kind of a shame.
It's a lighthearted, fun game, but it's not like jokes a minute.
Oh.
Maybe the next one.
So what was the trivia question?
Oh, it was. Here, let me look it up. Give me a second.
10 years later.
Okay, here's his email. This is Eric from Team Train Frontier. Hey, Paul. Okay, but first, riddle me this. Who wrote the 2001 National Book Award winner, The Corrections?
Did you just go, look it up on Wikipedia?
I actually knew this one. This would be Uncle Jonathan Franzen.
What?
Not really my uncle, but I always call him Uncle John.
Oh.
But yeah, I actually happen to know that one.
Because it's a Franzen.
Yeah, of course. I try to keep tabs on us.
Yikes.
I know there's another Paul Franzen who's some, hotshot financial analyst.
Oh, interesting.
Oddly enough, there's a Christian and a Jace Porter who is my brother, and we're both, I believe, gay bodybuilders. Which is just awesome.
Yikes.
And that's definitely not you.
Pretty sure.
Hopefully.
No, the body is a giveaway, because he obviously has touched weights in his life, whereas I have touched pizzas.
TMI.
Yes, I don't need to know about your pizza fondling.
I'll tell you all about it later.
That's for the GameCola Podcast After Hours.
The After Dark podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
After Dark. Flying toasters and whatnot.
Yeah, Starfield.
Dog eating your background.
Yeah, worms, right? Anyway.
I don't think anyone else knows what we're talking about, Jenny.
No, I never had those screensavers.
I know all
remember
about...
screensavers?
Yikes. All that they have now is that live aquarium thing.
Oh, yeah, I use the photo slideshow one.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Or people still use the, rotating, bouncing text, you know?
Yeah.
I'll use that sometimes. Not often, though. Usually it's just my antivirus.
Did you know that the Flying Toasters screensaver actually had a song that went with it, too, with lyrics and everything?
Really?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Flying out of the sun, something, 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 toast.
Those lyrics suck.
Oh, I only know this because my wife's family, they still have an old computer running Windows 95 and they have that screensaver on it.
Wow.
Now I want to get it. I wonder if it works on Windows 7.
I probably still have After Dark for Windows on 3 floppy disks somewhere.
I actually got it working on XP one time.
I think the Xbox should have it built in.
I bet there's a screensaver app you can buy on the Indie Games Marketplace.
That's what I need. My my DVD player has some sort of thing that has a dolphin swimming around, and that's.
Oh.
But it's not actually swimming. It's just 3 frames of you see something that vaguely looks like a bottle sticking out of the water, and then all of a sudden there's a dolphin jumping 3 seconds later, and then you see the dolphin's tail, and then
Do screensavers actually do anything?
Back in the day when it was CRT monitors, it would prevent it from burning into the screen.
Okay.
Because it was moving and changing.
Right. Okay.
Whereas I did have a computer. There was a computer at school that said the login prompt permanently, even if it was unplugged, you would just see the little login screen. It someone basically left it on for a month, and
okay.
Yeah, so that was the concept.
But when you go to an arcade, a bad arcade where all the games are burned in, the arcade game at the pizza place they paid $25 for. It'll have the Galaga main screen burnt right into it.
Yeah.
I once ran into an old arcade machine that had Pac-Man, Galactica, Miss Pac-Man on it, and I was wondering why no one was near it, because actually it was in Ocean City, so I can't really blame them. So they probably knew stuff. But anyway, I put in a quarter, and all of a sudden, Pac-Man was moving 50 miles an hour. High score was 99,999 points. I was like, what the hell?
That's awesome.
That was actually a big thing later in Pac-Man's life. Later in the life of the Pac-Man games, it became a big thing to actually modify the cabinet. That's how Miss Pac-Man came about. It gave more challenge, and it got people to pay for it again.
Huh.
Little trivia for you.
How about that?
I got to level 20 on that thing when normally I can only get up to level 3. Can't catch me now, Red Ghost, or whatever your name is. I don't really care.
Inky, Blinky, Pinky, and Clyde.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I forgot Pinky though.
I think
When I
that
was a
kinda
kid,
odd.
our dentist's office had a free-to-play Double Dragon machine.
Whoa.
Awesome.
It was if I still lived in the area, I would still go to that dentist just for that reason. You could actually get to the end of the game because you had infinite lives because there were no quarters involved anyway.
Oh.
You just push the button and now you have extra lives.
Wow. Is it about time to wrap up the podcast?
I believe we have a good amount of content here.
Here, John, how do you contact GameCola?
I don't know. I always just go in my email and randomly type in letters, and they always come up to say podcast@gamecola.net.
Oh, that's a good way. I like punching in random letters and seeing who I email.
It's always us, though. We own the internet.
Yes, it's a conspiracy.
You can also check us out on Twitter.
Facebook.
iTunes. Yeah, Facebook, iTunes.
Facebook. Subscribe to me on YouTube.
John's all over this. I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
You gotta pimp yourself a little.
What was I gonna say?
So what was that? Twitter, look for GameCola. Facebook, look for GameCola. YouTube, the letters GC, the word net, dot net. I'm so tired.
GC.net.
What else do we do in housekeeping?
Subscribe to us on iTunes. Rate us really high.
Yeah, don't rate us low.
Review us. We only have 3 reviews on iTunes. I would really like to see more. John, have you reviewed us on iTunes yet?
No, because I have no idea how to do that.
Well, do you have iTunes?
Yes, I'm talking to you on an iPhone right now.
Whoa.
Well, you search for GameCola in the iTunes store, and that's where you can subscribe and rate and review. It's just right there on the GameCola page. So your homework for this day.
Oh, God.
Your homework is I would like to see a review by the end of this week, 100 words or less.
They only accept 200 characters.
Perfect.
All right.
Make them small words.
GameCola, the only podcast that offers homework.
Texting style.
Right.
If anyone wants to join us in the call, like John has so generously donated his time for today, get in touch with also podcast@gamecola.net. Email us your Skype name or your actual phone number. Apparently that works.
Unless you're somewhere other than the U.S. or Canada.
Yes, got to be in the U.S. or Canada, otherwise it doesn't work. Sorry, Sax Dude.
Yeah, we tried, but then I tried adding you, and actually you added me within the last 5 minutes, but sadly we're ending the podcast now.
Japan right now are going, no!
All of our listeners, yes, in Japan. They're very sad.
Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. You can also visit our actual internet website, GameCola.net.
We always forget that one.
It's on my list.
Important one.
Yeah. I strongly feel like a lot of the YouTube fans do not know we have a website.
Maybe we should get like a little watermark on those videos.
That's true.
Or a big watermark.
A big one.
Just have the entire video say, go to GameCola.net. Let's see. Is this the end of the podcast? I think I
think it might be.
We did housekeeping. We did, I guess, just time to thank everyone for listening. Thank you, John, for being on the phone with us.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Again, anyone else who wants to join, just email podcast@gamecola.net. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, thank you, Paul and Christian, for being here.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Jenny.
Yeah, and this was podcast number 44. Podcast 44. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
So long.
Does someone have a cricket in their room?
Okay, is that coming through? I'll close the windows in here.
I don't know, it's kind of fitting though in the quiet sections.